you have to be about, but we'd love it if you would stay for at least a bit to congratulate the artist and things of that kind. So thank you once again, and Jennifer, thank you for thinking to reach out to us to host this. We're really, really pleased. So with that, I want to say please welcome the one and only Jennifer Messer.
I'm Jennifer Messer. Welcome, and I want to first thank Dr. Wright and Ali for opening their beautiful home. I don't know, I know some of you do know, but I don't know if all of you know how incredibly influential and philanthropic they are to our music community. They've been hosting music at Melrose for how many years?
It's now about 8 years.
8 years, and they've had world-class musicians through here on a regular basis. The last time I came, I got to hear Julie Nisrella standing right where I am, and I think I was sitting right where you are, David. So what a fantastic opportunity. Usually, you know, you're sitting at the back of the hall, and the artist is up there, and you can't even see them blink. But in a setting like this, we're gifted this incredible intimate experience where we get to interact with the artist, hear them breathe, maybe see Ethan sweat a little bit. But it's just it's a really special, it's a special experience. And because of what James and Ali do, carrying on this tradition that is hundreds of years old of these Schubertiad and these wonderful evenings or afternoons of intimate music, we're all able to be here today to enjoy this experience together. So thank you very much for being here. The Steinway House Concert Series, it's kind of fledgling, kind of been going on for a long time. We did a bit hit and miss at the beginning. You know, we'll do one here, we'll do one there, but as I call them my kids, none of them are my kids, but they feel like my nieces and nephews. As they've grown up through our programs, Ethan, I think I met when he was maybe 10 or so. They would start at Steinway Young Performers Club, and then they would go into the advanced performance competition when they're older. And now, where's Takashi? There's Takashi. Takashi's going to join our adult music sharing because he's a grown-up now. So that's it's crazy to me. And one of the other wonderful things is because there are so many students here that have come through our programs and who are playing at incredibly advanced levels. But I love that as they come up the stairs, they said, "This is Dr. Wright's house." Because Dr. Wright has adjudicated them over these many years through, you know, Kiwanis and Ottawa Piano Festival and Ormta and all these different competitions. So musicologist extraordinaire and a great benefit to our community. But it's my pleasure to introduce Ethan. You have his biography. Ethan's name is on a whole bunch of trophies that you'll see around the city. Just pick them up, you'll see Angela Hewitt's name right above his. It's pretty cool. So it's a very exciting thing to be able to have young and up and emerging artists to play for us at these events. This is the beginning of our fall series. We've got 3 more coming up. If you would like invitations to these series, you can sign up out front. Just put your name. We'll send you a private email. We will not add you to our spam list saying, buy a Steinway, but you should buy a Steinway. But we will send you invitations to the house concerts. If you're interested in hosting a concert, we would love to have that too. So just put a little tick beside your name, and when we start programming for spring, we'll keep you in mind. If you don't have a piano, I can help you. And if you don't want to buy a piano and you'd still like to host a concert, we can figure something out. We love to make things happen, and we love to say yes. So if it is in your heart to support our young artists as they grow, and just to be like James and Ali, then just come and talk to us about that. So welcome, Ethan. He is a fantastic young man. He's been one of our top performers in that he not only knows how to do this part of it, like he knows how to do this part of it. He's engaging and he's charming and he's got great stories. It's true. He's got great. I was told to tell you that he's very good looking. I said I'm not going to do that, but you can look at him. And at the end, it's going to seem like the end of the program, but he does have a surprise for you, a little encore with his sister. So I hope you will all encourage them together. Yes. All right, please join me in. Oh, and I want to thank Juliana who put this together. So thank you. I don't know if she can hear me, but we're going to clap for her anyway as we clap for each
effective, dramatic, very flashy, and I think one of the best ways to kick off a concert. How are we doing, everybody? I just want to know, how are we doing? We're good? Okay, we're good. Yeah, my name's Ethan. I've been playing piano for around 12 years by now, and my journey has been a long one. It's been a good one too. There's been ups, there's been downs, but like this here is, I would say, an apex so far of my career. So thank you so much for coming, everybody. It really means a lot to me. So like, now, yeah, and I've got quite the program for you guys today, but since it's going to be pretty hefty, I'm going to kind of like split it up for you. The next, and the order's going to be a bit different from what's on the paper, but so like, yeah, just gonna let you know about that. The next three pieces I'm gonna play, they're quite special. The first one is Haydn Sonata. Haydn, one of the fathers of classical music, but there's a really neat thing about his music. It's called Haydn humor, right? And that usually comes in the form of unexpected dynamic changes. You're going to hear a lot of that in my play, in my sonata, and hopefully it makes you laugh, because it sure as hell has made me laugh sometimes. Next up, we're going to take a little trip on my favorite rocket ship with Mario Mosatic, with his piece Adagietto. That piece is interesting. To me, it's like it evokes space almost, you know, the unknown, the void. You're going to be floating, you're going to be looking among the stars, you're going to see solar flares, you're going to see things that are quite literally out of this world. And at a certain point, you're even going to fall into a black hole. You guys will probably be able to guess where that is. And then finally, Rachmaninoff, it's going to be Prelude Opus 23, number 7. This one's an interesting one, and I really love Rachmaninoff because, you know, he's a man with big hands, and an even bigger heart, right? And I think a lot of his music, it brings a lot of the agony, the joy, and the sadness of Russian literature and the Russian psyche inside. And like, to me, Rachmaninoff is, it's marvelous how Rachmaninoff is able to capture all the in-betweens of human emotion. So like, yeah, he is obviously a really special composer. If you don't listen to him much, or if you don't play him much, I'm looking at somebody. I definitely recommend you go check more. I definitely recommend you go check more of him out. Well, you guys didn't spend $25 to come listen to a 17-year-old yammer. So I'm just gonna let the music do the speaking. Sit back, relax. You're in for a hell of a journey. We're in for a journey. Thank you. The coughing did not happen. You did not hear anything. I am okay. Hopefully the coughs don't attack in the next two pieces because they are very special for me. Both of them are by Chopin. One of them is an impromptu. I'm just going to give you a little bit of background. An impromptu, that implies improvisation. Now, obviously, Chopin did not write jazz, otherwise he would have been featured in the Louis Armstrong album, and I'd be performing at 10,000 hours, and maybe not here, but I'm here, right? However, in the impromptu, you are obviously going to be hearing improvisation, right? And it's kind of going to sound like this. We're going to start with a nocturne, and then somewhere in the middle, we're going to switch to an army march, and then somewhere in the middle, we're going to switch back to a nocturne, and then there's an ending that nobody expects, not even me when I first heard it. You'll get what I mean when I start to play it. The next one though is arguably even more special. I begged my teacher to play it, and I had to wait for a year. It's the bark roll. Now what's a bark roll? A bark roll is a tune that you would hear a gondolier sing, as you're sitting down in your gondola, and as he's rowing you through the canals of Venice, right? So you would probably assume, okay, Chopin must have gone to Venice, and if you think that, you'd be wrong. He in fact never went to Venice. The only time he went to Italy, in fact, was, I don't remember the year, but it was on a boat trip from Marseille to Genova. Legend has it, it was a stormy night. Chopin may or may not have vomited on the boat, and that may or may not be where he got his inspiration for his music. I don't know. A little birdie told me. But regardless, it's honestly an incredible piece. It means a lot to me, and it's one of Chopin's best late era compositions. One thing I want you guys to listen to though. Yeah, we're gonna hear this. That's water, right? Because you're on a gondola, and those are the ripples. Those are the ripples, going from the gondola to the walls and across the canal, right? And it's a really good image. So I'm first gonna play the impromptu, but I'm playing the bark roll. I want you guys to maybe close your eyes, and hopefully you will find yourself on a gondola, and with me as the gondolier, and hopefully we don't capsize. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Oh my. last one, it's in two tableau, and this is written by Rachmaninoff. I may have mentioned before Rachmaninoff has huge hands, and when I say huge hands, I mean huge hands. These are my hands. Take a look at them. They can reach from here to here. Already they're getting a little tired, but these are Rachmaninoff's hands. They reach from here to here, which is ridiculously big. He's lucky. He's really lucky. And you're gonna see why I say he's lucky when you hear the next piece. But the next piece, like I said, is the two tableau, and a localized translation for that would be something along the lines of, well, I call them like canvas etudes, right? Because this is blank canvas, and with these etudes, he's trying to paint images on them, right? And Rachmaninoff made two sets of them. There's Opus 33 and Opus 39. Opus 39 was made, let's just say, during a more tumultuous time of his life. I want you to imagine you're Rachmaninoff. I call him Big Hand Man. I want you to imagine it's around the 1920s. Your best friend died, one of your parents died, and you're probably never going to see Russia again. Obviously, that would not make me happy. I would be quite bummed. And obviously Rachmaninoff is very bummed, which is why he just painted all of that sorrow, all of that agony into tableau. And it's monumental. I don't hear a lot of people play it in competitions, but I think, with the size, with the emotion inside of it, it's worthy of being played everywhere, not just as an opera piece, but like part of the programs, because it's that good. And I think like after you hear this, you'll understand why I love Rachmaninoff, because over here you're gonna hear agony and all of the nuances, all of the colors in between, and it truly is incredible. Now I know we're kind of ending my section off kind of sad, but unfortunately I don't think there's any other better piece to end off a concert. So thank you, everybody. Thank you. By the way, the seat's coming up, so now you know I'm actually serious. So now you know I'm really focused on this. Just for good luck. what an honor. I told you guys it would be a hell of a journey. It sure as heck was for me. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you to Jennifer for organizing such an incredible opportunity for me. Thank you to Professor Wright for hosting this venue. This is an incredible opportunity, and thank you for doing what you do. This is such an honor. Thank you, Dr. Wait, last bit of dedication. Thank you to the one and only Dr. Park. If you look at the sofa, she's sitting right over there. When did we start? Do you remember when we started, or?
I don't remember.
I think it was during the pandemic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was during the pandemic. Yeah, 26 been 6 years. Oh my God, 6 years. Yeah, 6 years. And she's been incredibly patient. You know, she's a mentor. You know, she's like a second parent. She will drill you endlessly and still care about the human need. And I'm just so honored to be your student. So yeah, thank you so much again, Dr. Park. You're incredible. And then there's a family member I want to thank. I'm looking at her right now. She is the most annoying person I've ever had the honor of growing up with. Her name starts with an E as well. Her name's Ella. And we prepared a little something for you guys. Mostly because, you know, me and her were actually discussing last night about whether, you know, it was a little too sad to end off the concert of Rachmaninoff, and she said, yeah. And it was a little sad for me, and I didn't want you guys to leave this house sad. I want you guys to be happy, so we've got something far more triumphant, far more happy, and I think a much more lighthearted way to wrap this concert up. Ella, get your butt up here. We got a performance to do.
Wow. How about that? Extraordinary. What an incredible luxury to have Ethan here sharing his brilliant work. Just to have a young, exceptional artist like this is just an honor in itself. A brilliant program. And Jennifer, again, thank you so much for bringing, for all that you do and all that Steinway does for the community, and for bringing a little piece of it into our living room this afternoon. Please, as I said before, please consider staying on. We've got some things out there, refreshments and cupcakes for the kids and the kids at heart, and other good things out there. So please do think about staying around. And I wonder if I could just say, how about one more round of applause for the extraordinary.
That was beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Ethan. Thank you, Dr. Park. What an incredible studio you run, and there is more from her studio coming up. Thank you, Stephen and Faye. These are the parents. Wade, hello. Congratulations. You know, village to raise a child and all that, but music community to raise something like this, and Ethan and Ella and all of so many of you here. Thank you for coming. Yeah, there are a lot of really
That's a lot of people.
amazing artists here. So, and thank you for supporting them and for being here and for listening to them, because it helps so much and you can hear it. Come competition time, you'll want to be there too. So, hey, we're gonna have a great season. Thanks again.
Great. Thank you, everybody.
Congratulations.